Hey, just a real heads up. This video may contain some flashing imagery, so if you're sensitive to things like that, then watch it at your own risk.
Hello, neighbor.
He's in my house!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Supervids.
So I'm sure at this point you are probably aware that Poppy Playtime is receiving a movie, similar to how Five Nights at Freddy's also received a movie in 2023. If you're unaware, though, Bendy and Hello Neighbor are also getting movies.
I was unaware.
Kind of now starting like this Mascot horror movie multiverse. Can't wait for the crossover, which will never happen.
I don't want to see that. They're not just gonna be mascot horror stuff. I don't want to see that combination.
So there's one thing that's been on my head the whole time when I've seen these movies and all this news surrounding it, which is what these movies are going to be rated. And Jack has some pretty like he's very optimistic with his ratings he's given some of these movies. And I'd like to discuss why I think he could be correct, but also why he could also be wrong, starting with Poppy Playtime. Now you go on.
I think it's gonna be R-rated.
And I do agree that this game is very violent, and even I said if the game has a rating between T and M, then it should get it. Like if there was a way to rate it like that, it should. And look at that, the PEGI system gave it PEGI 16, which is basically between T and M. However, when you look at all the trailers for the game, like there are mobile ports, it's always a kid playing the game. And you know they heavily brand these games toward kids. Now obviously kids like this stuff that makes more money, but the way they just like put kids everywhere on the branding, like not in universe, like real children, like in the trailers and stuff, just makes me think, wouldn't it make more money if more kids, like, you know, teenagers, young adults who grew up watching and playing the games would be able to see the movie?
Okay, yes, but think about this. They said the movie is going to be different from the games. The games are what's marketed towards children. The movie, they have said specifically, will be scary and not like the games.
Correct me if I'm wrong for correcting Jack for being wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Meatly is the one that said the Bendy movie would be scarier. We haven't gotten that much actual news about the Poppy Playtime movie.
So why would they market it towards children if it's only related to the games?
That's what I just think we both have fair points. It is gonna be R, let's be honest. I just think from a money standpoint, which you have to remember, that is a big deal with companies. You have to make money, that they would try and market things more towards kids, as the audience watching the game mostly aren't adults. And by the time the movie comes out, assuming it's not going to be like 9 years like we did wait for the FNAF movie, these people aren't going to be adults, all the fans. But it could definitely go either way.
I mean, there's nothing lighthearted about Poppy Playtime.
Also, if anyone's unaware, which I don't think many people are, the company making the Poppy Playtime movie is, I believe, called Legendary Entertainment. And it sounds like something you never heard about, but they're the ones that made Godzilla vs. Kong and The Dark Knight, as in Batman. That's pretty big.
And very heavily CGI. And they're not going to pull punches like Kong.
You really tell them like dad jokes?
Yes.
I got a dad joke for you.
Knock, knock.
I'm gonna pull this one out every time we play a horror game. What happens to a frog's car when the tire pops? It gets towed. It's not my joke. Okay, next.
Knock, knock. Who's there? No one, it's just the door.
Next, I want to talk about the Bendy movie. Now, personally, I think this movie is probably going to be PG-13, not R.
I agree.
And there's a few reasons. First of all, don't forget, everything in this game is ink-related. I believe the Dark Revival, I don't think it was the original, but the Dark Revival was rated for blood and gore, but still received the T rating because it's all ink creatures. Unless something happens to the main character, which probably won't, because usually these characters survive, assuming this movie is going to be based somewhat around the original game. The only violence it could show would be around the ink monsters. It would be inky blood and gore. It's still weird to say. I just don't think Bendy would go down the R route. Now, they could. I know the next game, Bendy the Cage, which takes place in between the 4th and 5th chapter of Dark Revival, the Meatly has said that the game will feature violence and will be for an adult audience. But for the movie specifically, I just don't see it going anywhere higher than PG-13.
Actually, while I'm editing this video, I found out that the Bendy movie creators said they're not aiming for a PG-13 movie, nor are they aiming for a Mascot horror movie. They're just aiming to make a timeless horror classic, so take that as you will.
I'm getting Backrooms vibes thinking about that horrible yellow tint on the big screen in HD 4K Ultra HD. I don't like it.
I don't really have much to say about Bendy apart from that. I just don't think with all the ink and everything that it couldn't get too, like, human violent, if you know what I mean. Most of it is going to be around the ink. So the last one I want to talk about is the Hello Neighbor movie, which, believe it or not, we haven't even gotten the final season of the cartoon, which I have not watched. Neither have I watched the FNAF movie yet. I'll get to them eventually. Life gets in the way of a lot of things, am I right?
Life.
But Hello Neighbor, it is way too, I don't know what to say. There's no way this movie's going to be just PG, but it's also a Hello Neighbor. I don't see this Hello Neighbor, this is not going to be R-rated.
No. I might even say PG, but PG-13 is a good bet.
It's going to be PG-13. PG is way too short, but think Hello Neighbor. It's the same show where the developers are laughing about drawing the neighbor as the devil. It's not going to be a scary movie.
Wait, what? This isn't Cuphead. Why is this happening in the show?
You see the pilot
No.
for the Hello Neighbor cartoon. I think his name's Nicky Roth, the guy in the blue shirt. Let's call him Blue Guy. He looks in, like, the neighbor's basement through a little vent, which isn't there in the real game. He got another house, believe it or not. I believe it. He changes all the time. But he looks through the vent, and the neighbor looks at him. And I know you can't see my face. I'll draw what it looks like on screen, but he looks at him like this. Like, it's like the most, like, generically shocked. Like, this is not going to be a scary movie. But
Isn't
it's not
it live action?
We don't know. We don't even know if the movie is going to be live action or not. Heck, it could be the end to the series. It could be the one that wraps up the series. We don't know.
I want a Roger Rabbit situation where the characters from the games come to the real world like the Smurfs did for the first time for the 5th time. Cut that out.
Also, Hello Neighbor, I'm really sorry. 3 times in 1 hour when the trailer came out, 3 times in 1 hour they posted, I think Matt Pat is going to like this at Matt Pat. 3 times. They were so desperate, and I love this game. I do. I really do actually like this game, despite it being Hello Neighbor. I do like this game. But they also recently tweeted, I don't know if you can say tweeted, it was on YouTube. They made a little post that said end credit music ? Obviously following the steps of how the Living Tombstone song, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 song, so original, got in the credits to the FNAF movie. Really quick, I want to say it's probably going to be, what's that song? Was it like Don't Get Out or something? That one from DA Games that had like 78 million views, got a Cuphead mod adaptation. That one, it's catchy. There's swearing in it. I can sing it. I won't. But that's probably what they're referring to. Because imagine it wasn't. There was some original song, and it's like some sweet lullaby with piano. It's like a freaking musical. What if the Hello Neighbor movie was a musical?
And then Jack Black's in it as the neighbor.
Jack Black should be the neighbor.
Oh my god.
Just like Steve, who has a brown beard, and then Jack Black, who has a white beard. Hello Neighbor has a brown beard, so why wouldn't it not make enough sense to make it?
He doesn't have a beard, he has a mustache.
Yeah, but this is Jack Black, and no
Hold
matter
on.
what movie he's in.
I want Jack Black to come out of the neighbor's house wearing that neighbor mask, and you can see the beard sticking out, but then he just walks up to them, takes off the mask, and goes, I am Theodore Peterson. Wah! And then the house explodes.
And the house explodes. This is like a band cutscene.
And I got another thing to say. Don't spit on my face.
I did not mean to laugh like that. I'm so sorry.
And how many times can you beat Hello Neighbor speedrunning in the 1 hour that it took them to post 3 comments to Matt Pat? Probably like 50 times.
Oh, that's a good idea.
This game can be beaten very, very quickly.
I own this game. You want to see us do that? Give us 3 likes on the video and we'll do it.
What
next
if we
year.
put a video from each of the games that we're talking about in the video as we're talking about the things?
3 likes on this video, and we'll try and see how many times we can beat Hello Neighbor using cheats next year. So, yeah. Setting the bar really high, aren't I?
There's a lot of this we're cutting out.
Well,
We're recording
I
for
don't-
17 minutes.
I
So it's
don't-
going to be like 3.
I don't have much to say. Poppy's gonna be R, Bendy and Hello Neighbor are gonna be PG-13. Believe it or not, Bendy and Hello Neighbor are somehow gonna have the same rating. So, yeah, that's what I think for the movie's ratings. That's what I think they're gonna be rated. And tell me what you guys think these movies will be rated if you agree with us. If you don't agree with us, I'd love to know why. But I don't really have anything else to say.
I do. How long after Baldi's Basics comes out is there going to be a Baldi movie?
When's the Ban movie? I think out of these movies, Hello Neighbor will do the worst, and Poppy Playtime is going to excel at the box office. This is only the beginning. I guarantee you.
I want Chris Hemsworth and Scarlett Johansson to star in the Poppy Playtime movie. That's Thor and Black Widow, by the way.
I want Chris Pratt to play the Ink Demon.
Hey, it's a me.
I'm
the Ink Demon.
This is only the beginning. 10 years from now, we're probably going to have a Ban and Tattletale Gigaland Finding Frankie movie. All in one. But that's it. I don't have much to say. So you guys all have a great day. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe because it helps the channel. And we want to upload and we want to...
We want to never have more videos than we do subscribers, so please subscribe. Because once we hit the limit, we have to wait for someone to subscribe, and we don't want to do that. So please subscribe so we can continue uploading.
Well, bye.